Alrighty, welcome back to the Doom 3 commentary with me, Skully the Metalhead. A bit of a short part this time, but for reasons that I'll get into in a little bit, let's just say that this is going to be a pretty beefy part. In fact, this entire level is actually going to take a very long while, since we've got 2 whole segments to go through, and, well, I just wanted to get all the plot stuff out of the way here. And that guy just popped out of there for no fucking reason. I mean, seriously, man, he was probably just like having a nice evening, and it's like, oh, this motherfucker, this little Doom guy thinks he can, thinks he's hot shit. Well, I'll show him. And, that always seems ominous, but first let's just check around, see if we're missing anything good. Nope. Well, I guess we'll just continue off, after gathering all that stuff, and move on to adventure. And I think you could probably see where I got a lot of the inspiration for the horror stuff I put into my reviews in terms of the storyline. Yeah, I don't know, I really like Doom 3's moments like that, where it just fucks with your mind like that. And I don't know, I'm guessing, especially considering the whole, you know, they took my baby thing, like, again, it might not have a lot of context outside of just looking cool, but to be perfectly honest, I just appreciate these scares all the more, because it really does... yeah, excuse me. I don't want to say that it forces you to do all the work and create your own context, but I don't know, it just invites you to wonder about what caused this. More importantly, what it means, which, again, is a very varying thing for a lot of people, because some people can really get into the whole your own interpretation kind of thing, and some cannot, and I think there's a way to do it well, but that's neither here nor there in this case. Of course, we check under the desk, find a little button, and hey, we've got stuff. It always... I guess you means you always have to check under the seat so you can find the Batcave. Uh-oh, another bathroom. Hopefully there's nothing scary in there. Oh no, the last time I was here I saw a scary face. It was mine. Yeah, take that, you urinal. And you can see how flimsily Doom Guy's model is, but hey, this is a first-person shooter. You know, that zombie was just having a nice shit, and then we ugh. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Must have had some... God damn, you have to wonder what the hell he ate in order to shit things like that out. And of course we greet demons with a shotgun to the face, but then again, they were probably just, you know, wanting to go to the bathroom, you know, they had to pee, but they couldn't. You know, I'm determined to see what is in there. It's like Silent Hill 2 with that one bathroom stall. It says you can't open it. But then of course you walk away and then there's just a loud noise and it's scary and, you know. I should probably get to Silent Hill 2 at some point. Like I already reviewed and commentated over the first game, so I wonder when I can get to Silent Hill 2, because that, shared with Sonic Adventure 2, is probably one of my... it is my favorite game of all time. What am I talking about? Ugh, excuse me. Oh, damn. Sorry. But yeah, as I did say before, there is going to be a lot of plot being discussed towards the end of the video, but yeah, we do have a good chunk of fighting demons, and I want to save a lot of my tangents, which I have planned, because, you know, I seem to have trouble talking quite a lot. So what this first part really is mostly padding to a small degree. But I think I can probably keep, you know, 13 minutes of video up pretty well, as opposed to just, well... Oh, you fucking lagging cunt. As opposed to just, you know, a full 40-minute part. And again, the second reason of why I'm doing it this way is because, as I alluded to in the previous part, the amount of data it is to, you know, get these videos processed and everything, it just well, not only does it kill my computer, but it also takes up a shitload of hard drive space, which I am working really hard to conserve right now. I mean, granted I do end up deleting a lot of files just to make space for, you know, backup copies of reviews and videos that I like, but I don't know, the file size is just so large, you know, and I don't want to have to, you know, force myself to compress the shit out of it to the point where it's just because it just becomes unrecognizable, because it's honestly just something that, I mean, I don't know, at least until I can scrounge up the cash to get a terabyte drive or something or other, this is just how I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, you can tell that the commando troopers are coming after you if you hear specific sounds. Like, you know, you'll occasionally hear the "die" or "you." Or Dr. Petrugia's laugh, which usually indicates monsters in the area. Yeah, shoot the vent, idiot. But, yeah, I kinda wish Doom 3 went a little bit more of a subtler route when it came to spawning its enemies, because I said this last part, and I said it in quite a few parts before, actually, but I wish one of the ways that Doom 3 handled its scares, or at least in terms of introducing enemies, is that instead of just having, you know, hold the last life, and have them spawn in, I think instead what should have been done is that instead should have just had, you know, specific sounds entailing to the monsters, like, you know, you have the high-pitched screeches for the imps, you have the for the zombies, or you have the die, along with the plodding footsteps of the commandos. And granted, for the commandos, I think is probably the biggest example of Doom 3 actually doing that, but I don't know, I feel as if in terms of, you know, actual horror, I think they probably could have done a lot more of that with the other creatures. Excuse me. I think the most egregious example is still with the imps, but I don't know, I think the sounds of the creatures themselves, mixed within like a few ambient knocks and that, could have done wonders to make this a little bit more of a horror experience. Of course, I do have another tangent of that, but I'll save that for the next part, so stay tuned for that while you listen to this little audio log. Yee.
This is the audio log of Medical Supervisor Peter Raleigh, dated October 29th, 2145. We have exhausted all known forms of drug treatment in hopes of finding a way to abate this strange outbreak of dementia, and I have yet to receive any additional data from the psychiatrists back on Earth. Options are quickly dwindling. Approximately 80% of all extraplanar participants exhibit signs of mild neuroses within the first 48 hours after returning from their expeditions. Within 72 hours, 75% of patients exhibit extreme signs of paranoid delusion and violence. We have isolated these cases in hopes of finding the pathogen. As yet, we can find no biological contaminants that would lead to such drastic changes in cognitive processing. It seems that whatever this pathogen is, it attacks higher brain functions and only leaves more basal functions in the lower brain stem. We've witnessed that a high percentage of subjects lose ability for rational thought and communication skills, and then the physical changes become evident. Subjects in this group appear to atrophy. Skin pales, muscles become slack, bone, teeth, and fingernails become almost translucent, veiny sinews of their former selves. I have never seen anything like this in my career. Our observations continue. This is the audio log of Medical Supervisor Peter Raleigh, dated November 1st, 2145. Patient 0432, a Private Steve Jensen of the UAC Darklight Armor Corps Division, expired today at 15:43 of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This is approximately 110 hours after his return from expeditionary missions. Private Jensen was suffering from paranoid delusions and full-blown dementia. Treatment was unsuccessful. He was the last surviving member of his outfit. 4 other squad mates, who also came back with Private Jensen, expired from injuries suffered on that last mission shortly after their return. Before his death, Private Jensen was heard screaming in both English and other languages. Something about demon hordes feasting on our souls. The other language was later discovered to be Aramaic. Due to security concerns in the area, I've secured some armaments within my office.
Well now, seems whatever expeditions that these soldiers have been going on seems to be, explaining a few things around here. From the sounds of things, I'm willing to bet that that's how a lot of these zombies and creatures started coming around. But yeah, nice bit of world building. One thing I really do appreciate about Doom 3, or at least compared to the other games in the series.
Making progress, Marine? Your journey is futile. You will die, and your soul die mine.
How pleasant. Now, of course, we seem to be... it's another one of those goddamn fucking chain gun enemies. Okay, I think we might have got it. Now it's time to choose the correct weapon. Nope, still there. Now again, that wasn't the only bit of... well, those aren't the only 2 bits of story, because we do have a major cutscene coming up, which is very, very important. Of course, now, we have a chainsaw, so... I believe it is time to go Leroy Jenkins on his ass. After all. Yes! I am honestly surprised that that worked. I don't know. Like, I mean, I can't recall any other time I'd chainsawed a Revenant just like that. Anyway, with our passageway barred from these two places, it's time to progress forward with that ominous blood trail. Oh, that looks inviting. Looks like the only way is to the left. Through the debris. And now, I will leave you with our plot exposition.
What? Who's there? Oh, thank God. You're not one of them. I thought everyone else was gone. I was part of this. I helped them. The madness of opening to another dimension. Look, we don't have much time. We let it through. The evil, the protective stabilizer on the portal just failed after Betruger took the device. It was an artifact we had found in the ruins. He took it into the portal, and hell followed him out. You have to help me first. I'm going to try to get the teleporter systems running again. The areas are destroyed around us, so it's the only way through this part of the complex. You need to find me a working plasma inducer. It's all I need to get the teleporter working. You can look for it in operations. I have a security clearance. I'll unlock some doors for you. There. We don't have a lot of time. Please, hurry.
So, Betruger took an artifact into the teleporter. So that must have been why he activated it before all the way back at the beginning of the game. But more importantly, what is the importance of this artifact? Of course I already know the answer to this, but I'm keeping you in suspense for those of you who haven't played Doom 3 before. And, by the way, feel free... Feel free to read the, email entries on the artifact, because, yeah, it plays a pretty big role in the events to come. Oh god. Excuse me. But yeah, just pause the video, read all the text you want, and that's what I honestly encourage you to do with the previous parts as well if you want to really read up on this game, because again, a lot of its world building and a lot of its stuff is just really interesting. But of course, that is a tangent I will save for next time. Because, as our mission states right now, we have to get the plasma inducer to get the teleporters working, which will of course teleport us to, well, sections 3 and 4 of the Delta Complex. And, I believe it's after section 4 of the Delta Complex we, get to a, well, pretty cool area of Doom 3, which I think is, honestly, side by side with the Delta Labs, Christ, is probably my favourite level in the game. And I know I said that for the Delta Complex, but I think both those areas combined really make it a memorable experience. Unfortunately, the only thing that holds the Delta Complex back for me is of course the chain gun enemies, but what can you do? So, on that note, I am Skully, keeping new metal, and next time, we'll be seeing the Delta Complex. See ya!